So as we mentioned, we help you not only lead people at work, lead people at your home, but also lead yourself to the results that you want. So let's say one of the results that you have is that you want to lose 50 pounds. So not only can you see your bear to understand your current struggle or problem, but you can also start with the future intentional model under the result. So in this case, I'll write it as a future result. So you want to lose 50 pounds. That's the future result. Then we take a look and say, okay, what's the current state? What's currently happening? Now here's the reality. We all know what it takes to get in shape. Exercise more, eat less, drink more water, you name it, you know it. Then why are there so many people that don't do it? It's because so much of the media and different people trying to help focus on just the actions. You need to wake up early, you need to exercise, you need to drink water. All of that is only going to be short-term or temporary because it's relying on willpower. What we want to do is we don't want to solve for the symptoms. We want to solve for the root cause. So for this person that I was coaching, she had a specific situation. And what happened was she made a goal to be able to work out 4 times a week. She was going to wake up early and go work out. Well, day 1 happened. She didn't do it. She didn't wake up. Her alarm went off and she chose to stay in bed. So in that moment, that's when I want to help her to see her bear. So let's walk through it. What was the action or inaction? It was, didn't wake up to work out. She didn't work out. She slept in. That was more of an inaction. Now, I'm still a fan of things like Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, where the concept of saying to yourself when there's something that you don't want to do, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then committing to go doing it. There's power in that because once again, it flips your brain to the conscious part of your brain that's being more deliberate. But even that sometimes can be short term. What I really want to do is I want to get down to that underlying belief. So then I would ask her, okay, when you were in that moment and you decided to not wake up, what were you thinking? Or what were you feeling? We can go either way. We can do the belief or we can do the emotion. And she said, you know what? If I'm being really honest with myself, I had a thought in my head that said, what good will it do? Even if I do it, it won't make a difference. Okay, so that was her thought. So while she's thinking to herself, hey, it won't make a difference, how does she feel? What emotion? What's that one word vibration in her body? And she said it was apathetic. I didn't care. So thinking that thought, of course she felt apathetic. Of course she didn't wake up when the alarm went off. And what's the result going to be? Remember, it has to prove out the initial belief. So what would you say her result is? I'd say no difference is made. And now the result proves out that belief. Now for the circumstance, we can keep it neutral. So it could be whatever you want. I'm going to put it as workout. So for her, the first step was just to become aware. As she's doing those thought downloads, to become compassionately an observer of what she's thinking and feeling and why. And it makes total sense. Now, so many times when you start doing this process of seeing your bears, you start to beat yourself up. I can't believe that I think that. It's ridiculous. Imagine if it was somebody else that you loved and cared about. How would you be compassionate towards that person and give yourself that own benefit? Because your brain is crazy smart. It's the most powerful tool in the universe. And so it's doing this, it makes perfect logic. Of course you're going to sleep in because that's what you were thinking. So instead of beating yourself up, let's say, okay, that's what the past was. What do I want the future to be? Remember her goal, lose 50 pounds. So then as she's starting to really understand these thoughts, and this is just one model, but I'm sure she has several other different models anytime that she chooses not to wake up early. But then it would say, okay, now let's be intentional. When that alarm goes off and you want to work out, what do you want to feel? What do you want to think? What do you want to do? You can start anywhere. So she said, okay, well, I want to actually get up and work out. Okay, so if she wants to get up and work out, so I'm going to ask her to be intentional. How do you want to feel? And she said, I want to feel committed, dedicated. Those are some of my favorite emotions. But you can actually select the different emotions you want to feel by deciding what thoughts you want to think in order to drive that emotion. So if she wants to feel dedicated, what does she have to think? And by the way, I love dedicated even more because dedicated beats motivation every single day. Because you're not always going to feel motivated to go do the hard things because your brain's trying to protect you from feeling uncomfortable. It doesn't feel comfortable to get up early and go work out. So you've got to override your brain's natural desire by thinking a thought that's bigger than the action. You need a why that's bigger than the how. So for her, some of her different thoughts that helped her were things like, I am willing to feel uncomfortable. That's an empowering thought. Hey, when I have a big goal, a big dream, I'm willing to feel all the feels because it's just a vibration in my body. Embarrassment, humiliation, I'm down. Let's do it. If that's what it takes to reach my dream, if that feeling is the currency to reach my goal, let's do it. Another thought that she had was, I create my future. We're going to have entire podcasts and courses on how do you change the past, rewrite the past, and create your future. But simply believing the future can be different is empowering. Another one that she chose was, I'm the type of person who works out every day. So when that alarm went off and she's able to say these different thoughts, she felt committed, which got her out of bed. You can still go back to Mel Robbins' 5-second rule if that helps too. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump on my feet. Let's do it. I'm going to start the day. So whatever thoughts they are for you that you can believe, that feel good to think, and that you can actually attach some form of belief, even if it's a ladder up, that's what I encourage you to do. So as she's thinking, I create my future, notice that that's a direct loop to where the result will be a future that's different. Now, the bear model works for any goal that you want to have. You just put it in the future results. I want to go from making 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to 7 figures, 7 figures to 8 figures, all whatever it might be. I want to grow my bank account to XYZ. I want to get an 8-pack. I want to improve the relationship with my wife. I want to feel more love towards my wife, towards my kids. Whatever it is, you can do it through using the bear model because you're just a belief away from whatever dream that you want to reach. I heard Ed Milet give this analogy about 15 years ago, and I absolutely loved it. But it's the idea that we all have a personal thermostat of what we believe that our value is or what we're capable of achieving in our life. And you will never surpass that. So if you believe you're a 70-degree Fahrenheit type of person, if life starts getting great and you start getting higher than that, your belief will pull you back down and say, nope, hey, that's too much. You're a 70-degree, and you'll find ways, even subconsciously, to get back to where you believe you deserve. So we want to use the power of that reticular activating system of goals, of thinking new beliefs about who you are, what you can achieve, what the future can be, to be able to create a future that's different than the past, a future that's whatever result that you really want. My challenge to you is to start to see your bear and bear up. And the first step is to just commit to doing a thought download every single day. It's the daily art of leading. It's a daily thought download. It's what you do to reveal the different problems or struggles that you want to solve. And here are some different questions that you can ask yourself as you're walking through it. So for the next 5 to 10 minutes, I want you just to write down whatever is on your mind, completely unfiltered. And if you need to, give yourself the confidence of being able to know you can shred this after. It can remain 100% confidential. Now, if you don't know what to write down, I'm going to give you some question prompts. So this is what you can write down, and it'll reveal what are some of the different things in your mind. So it's things like, what do you wish was different? What is hurting or frustrating? What are you struggling with? What isn't working in your life? What are you worried about? What keeps you up at night? And finally, what doubts or concerns do you have about your goals or the future? And we coach leaders in their personal life all around the globe. Here's just a few examples of some of the different things that leaders have told us of their personal challenges, the different things that they wanted to get coached on. Things like, I suffer from anxiety. When I get really stressed or overwhelmed, I struggle to get out of bed, much less show up as a great leader. Or I want help stop procrastinating. I have big dreams that I don't execute. I want to turn them into reality. Or I want to become more confident. I struggle not feeling like my best is ever enough. Or when I get stressed out, I overeat. I put on a whole lot of unhealthy weight. Or my go-to is I overdrink. And one glass of wine at night to relax turns into many. I have a bad relationship with my dad. We don't even talk anymore. So you can see there's several different things that we can cover using the bear model on any situation or struggle that you want to help solve. It's the same thing on the leadership front. We've asked leaders, what are the top challenges or struggles you face as a leader at work? What keeps you up at night? And here are some of the examples. Getting people to follow my direction, to do what I say. Providing candid feedback, mainly if it's not positive. I want to be a better coach. I naturally tell and direct. I want to better delegate. I want to deal with that problem employee. They just complain and it takes up a lot of my time with their drama. Or I want to better manage my time with all the competing priorities. How do I focus on what's most important? So now that we know the root cause of the problem, we're helping with the solution. You're the hero. Let us be your guide. So you can work with us at thedailyartofleading.com. We have a free podcast that you can sign up for on iTunes and follow, where we go through not only the bear model, but also all of those other leadership challenges. How do I get results with and through other people? How do I become the boss people want to work for? We also have a lot of free resources. So if you were to go to the website or go to our Instagram account at The Daily Art of Leading, you can get the latest list of all the different free resources. Things like discover your MBTI personality type in under 25 minutes, or learn the #1 most impactful leadership discipline, or 3 podcasts to immediately improve your relationship. Finally, you could sign up for the weekly free leadership tips and tools email that no more than once a week, we give you either a video or an email or a specific free tool to put into practice. You know, the ones that we just barely released is we gave a freebie to all new managers. It was the top 9 tools to do your first 90 days. Things like creating a 30, 60, 90-day plan. What questions do you ask the different people in your company? How do you mentally transition into your new role? And many other different incredible tips and tools. I am excited to work with you. I believe you're about to change your life by seeing your bear and bearing up. We're excited to be on this journey with you. So until next time, bear up and go lead.